Continuing coverage on the refugee crisis in Poland. Our coverage of the Ukraine refugee crisis continues tonight. Our team in Poland have met with people who opened their doors to many refugees, temporarily housing them after they fled from the war in Ukraine. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports from Warsaw, Poland tonight.
They drove to the border, they pick up the 3 girls from the border, and this is how it started.
Meet Ola. She's a former intern for the Erie-based company Logistics Plus. She lives an hour south of Krakow, Poland with her husband and their 8-month-old baby. When the war in Ukraine began, many women and children who fled to nearby Poland didn't have contacts or a place to stay here. But that's when Ola tells us that Jim Berlin, the owner of Logistics Plus, called her and asked her for help. That's when Ola says she, her family, her parents, including her aunt, didn't hesitate.
There were 14 people, including children, that passed through our houses. We were able to relocate all the girls to the new apartments, but 14 people, yes.
For their safety, we're blurring the Ukrainian refugees' faces. But Ola shared with us photos of how they prepared their rooms. After they stayed with her, she has since helped find housing for the refugees in cities near Krakow and Rzeszów, which is near the Ukraine border.
So the first group, 6 girls, were for a week and a half in our home, and then we were able to relocate them, and then another group arrived. Another 6 one, yeah. I have to give huge kudos to my mom and dad because they did all the work, basically, because they gave away their whole house. My house is tiny, so we only had 3 girls in my home, but the rest of the girls were at my mom and dad, so they took care of them. My aunt gave her apartment to the girls. She took her mom and her 5-year-old daughter, so we're trying to find a job for her right now.
Most of the refugees Ola took in are current Logistics Plus employees. Some fled with their moms, their babies, and even their pets. Logistics Plus has nearly 50 employees in Ukraine. Most of them are younger than 35 years old. Ola says the women that stayed with her and her family, they wanted to help those still in Ukraine by collecting humanitarian supplies for the soldiers and sending it back to their home country. We asked Ola what it means to her by helping these refugees.
I have to say it's a little bit selfish, but the worst thing is that you cannot do anything, that you just sit, there is a war, people are suffering, and you sit and you don't do nothing. So it makes us feel a little bit better that with this little thing that we did, just open our house, we were able to help the girls.
Turning strangers into family.
The most important thing to us was that when the girls said that you are our family right now, and this is your mom is our mom, your father is our father, and it will be for the lifetime. It's sad that we meet in such a bad circumstances, but it's amazing that we did, and we will cherish that forever.
In Warsaw, Poland, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19.